the last session we have seen about the functional block diagram of a numerical relay. So in today's session we will be seeing about the numerical overcurrent protection. From the name itself it is evident the underlying principle is that whenever the fault current is going to exceed the pickup value, then the relay should act upon. Okay. Now moving on to this numerical or the microprocessor based relay. So here at the input you are going to have the CT for measuring the current. So this current is going to be converted to the voltage. So you are going to use the current to the voltage converter because so the microprocessor is going to read the voltage. So the current is converted to corresponding or the proportional voltage level, and then it is given to a rectifier, that is a precision rectifier. It rectifies the signal and then it is fed to the mux. As I already told you, multiplexer is a data selector. It selects the data has to be routed on to which particular channel. So this mux, it is going to give the signal through the ADC. It gives the signal to the 8085 microprocessor where you have three ports. That is your port B, port C, lower and upper, and you have a interfacing. That is, this entire process has to be interfaced with your microprocessor through the programmable peripheral interface, that is your 8255, which acts as your port A. So you have three ports in your microprocessor 8085 kit. Okay. So when the mux gives a signal to this microcontroller or your microprocessor, then this gives a signal, that is you have three signals, PC1, PC0, PC1 and PC2. So it says on which particular channel the data has to be transmitted. So it gets the information from the microprocessor. So once it gets the signal, it just starts the, once in which channel the data has to be routed is known by the multiplexer, then the data is going to be transferred onto your ADC block. As I already told you, ADC is nothing but analog to digital converter. So all the analog data are there, so which has to be started conversion to digital for it to be processed by the microprocessor. So in this case, this microprocessor, it is going to give the start of conversion symbol from the port C lower. So once this signal is given, it starts converting the analog values to the digital values. Once the entire conversion is over, this ADC will issue a signal to the microprocessor by using the end of conversion signal. That is, all the calculations are over, all the values are digitized. Now this data will pass on to the microprocessor. Accordingly, it will issue the trip signal at your port B. So thus, to summarize, you are just having the data in the current data which is converted to the proportional voltage and it is rectified, given to the mux, and depending upon the signal chosen by your microprocessor, the data from your ADC is started converting to your digital depending upon your start of conversion and end of conversion signal. Once the end of conversion signal is given by your ADC, then the microprocessor issues a suitable trip signal. That is, here in this microprocessor, you will have various delay subroutines that will be running, because in overcurrent relay you can have different types, definite type relay or your instantaneous relay or inverse time relay or IDMT relay or extremely inverse or very inverse type relay. So once the end of conversion is given, you will have a lookup table. Okay. So depending upon the reference value, a lookup table will be there. So the microprocessor will check with the fault current with this lookup table current or your reference value, and accordingly it will issue a trip signal if at all the fault current is going to exceed the pickup value. Accordingly, it gives a trip signal to the circuit breaker to isolate the circuit. Now depending upon the various types of relay, you can use a different relay subroutine. So it can be either your definite time relay. Definite time relay means it is one where the time is going to be, that is, the relay is going to operate after a predetermined time, right? So in this case, if you are going to say, so the lookup table or your delay subroutine will be put in such a way that after a certain delay the relay will operate. The coding or the program will be written in such a way. Whereas when you say it as an instantaneous relay, in instantaneous relay there is no time delay which is required. So immediately the program has to run and it has to operate and trip the circuit breaker. The next thing, in case of your inverse time relay, so you have to plot the operating times varying with different values of current. So similarly, you can go in for your inverse definite minimum type relay or your inverse or very inverse relay just by writing a delay subroutine accordingly and place that lookup table in your microprocessor kit. So this is the process. We have seen how this numerical relaying protection for the overcurrent has been carried on. So with this, I wind up the today's session. In the next session, we will be seeing about the flow chart or the algorithm behind this overcurrent protection. Thank you.